Hello and welcome to the fifth Hoodcast. I'm Aaron Hood. I am here with Isaac HP. How are you, Isaac?
I'm good. I'm good.
Wonderful. So yeah, that's excellent. I am, we're here to discuss comedy.
Well, anything.
Anything.
We're here to discuss anything.
We're here to
really.
discuss
There
anything.
isn't any topic.
Yeah, what the fuck has
You
just
never
happened?
told me.
I'm
Never
gonna
told me any. Are you going to delete this bit?
I'm gonna have to edit some of it. I'll edit
Why?
it in post.
Why?
Yeah,
Nothing's wrong.
I feel there's a few fucking just random pauses, but
No, that's all right.
I'm not overly bothered.
People like the realness and the rawness. There has to be.
It's got to be raw.
No, there has to be pauses.
There
in
has
all
to
of
be
these.
every so often. There has to just be one of us going.
No, yeah, no. People, because then.
That's why people listen.
Yeah, no. The awkwardness is what thrives in most things. That's how memes are made. That's how.
Excellent.
That's how everything popular, like Theresa May's dancing.
Her running through
That's
film.
all. Yeah, everything. Awkwardness is one of. I wonder how big the market is for just awkwardness
For
in
just
general. Just
sheer
like
discomfort.
if someone could put a price on awkwardness,
That's-
as like what's the what do you call it? A state. Like if someone could buy awkwardness.
own the concept of
Yeah,
awkwardness.
how much would it cost? Probably quite a lot. I reckon.
Well, a lot of comedians make their fucking living being just awkward.
No, yeah, I think it's a high percentage of comedians aren't, but like even they say people always go, oh yeah, all these comedians so confident on stage. A lot of comedians are like they're built off being awkwardness and talking about how shit they are as a person.
They're
It's
just
not
like-
even as like
Like broken human beings.
yeah. No, I wanna break that though. I wanna be like pro. What do you call it? Not like how shit life is kind of guy. But I don't know. So I want to be anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything that is in
Good.
my life right now.
You're just like a wave of consciousness.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, that's the thing with my voice as a comedian. I don't have one yet.
Yeah.
It's just like
You're just doing things.
it's stuff I wrote and I thought was funny, but I want to get to a stage where it's like pure where I am in life.
Stream of
Say
consciousness.
like I want to be so good that I can have like 2 months of do like one good special in 2 months based on how oh wow I've just married my wife, it's amazing, and then in 2 months later I'll have a new hour special based on how I've just got a divorce, like in that quick time. Do you know what I mean? But it has to be based on like on real life.
So you essentially want to use your comedy career as a fucking Snapchat story.
Yeah. Well, no.
With love of my life.
I don't use Snapchat, so I think like what we were talking about earlier, like when you get rid of something, you replace it with something else.
Yeah.
I don't post on Snapchat, or really, I'm not too big on social media as some people are.
Yeah.
So I think if I get off social media, the more artistically I will be more real than ever, because I got nothing else to put on it.
You're more raw
Yeah.
and honest.
Well, all these great artists, like Vincent van Gogh didn't have Instagram, did he?
No, he didn't.
No. And he made some great stories. His paintings are just like Instagram stories.
Well, by using social media, there is an argument that you are giving away a lot of your art essentially for free, and then the meaning and initial interpretation just changes because you no longer have ownership of that art, both
Yeah.
metaphysically and legally.
I watched a video about there's this guy who does like talking with, and he like talking with someone with da 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 da. Like talking with someone with bipolar, talking with someone who, and then one of them was like talking with an artist.
Yeah.
And the artist, he's like he does like sculptures and like painters and stuff like that. And he said you shouldn't post all your art on Instagram, because when you say if your Instagram gets deleted, say you're a model, you post pictures of all your modeling stuff is only on Instagram. Yeah. If your Instagram gets deleted, say the Russians invade, delete all social media. Yeah. If you're someone just walked in. If you get your Instagram completely deleted, are you still a model? Yeah. Are you still like an artist?
Yeah, that's a really
You can't have
interesting
your whole life on. You have
thing.
to have bits.
You have to have some things that aren't for public consumption,
or just for public consumption, but in real life.
Yeah, I find it
can't
a
all be on
bit
social
irritating when, like, within 10 minutes of scrolling through someone's social media, you know basically everything there is to know about that human being.
But I think then you don't know, because a lot of people are so like just fucking like fake as hell. You know nothing about them on Instagram. Like, I think there should be like a challenge where you have to post the worst things about your life, like as well. Like, because there's no balance with Instagram. It's just everyone posting like flashbacks of when they're in Ibiza or some shit. Like, I don't know any of my friends. If I knew them just through Instagram, I wouldn't know them.
Yeah,
I
like
wouldn't know their personalities at all.
I don't hear anywhere like someone's like got irritable bowel and they've just put a picture of this toilet they've just destroyed.
Yeah. And
Or
not even
like-
like as in like a funny way, just like literally, I just want to share this with people.
Or just a picture of
Quite sad about
someone's face with like, I don't really have anything interesting to say
Yeah.
or do in general, and I don't know why I have this device.
Where's the honest guy's Instagram? Like, where's like the working class, like Bob who works in a factory kind of Instagram? Like, I want to see that kind of Instagram. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I smacked her in the face and I had another carling.
Yeah.
Just
No, but you only get the same. I think there's only like 3 Instagram accounts though. There's only like 3 Instagram based like, and it's either like you're just the guy who posts like 3 pictures and like just uses it for girls, or like you're someone that just overposts like those fucking ask me a question. And it's like your 2 friends are asking you shitty questions, and you're like, oh.
Well, to be fair, AMAs are a good way of using self-promotion, because what I do is when any time anyone, even if they're not anything to do with comedy, is I post the date and details for the next Hoodenanny.
Yeah.
So I just use other people's AMAs.
I've never done my thing is I'm never going to do the question. If you want to ask me a question, just ask me the fucking question. Don't use some weird fucking thing I'm putting on my Instagram story that just lets you to, like, I remember when it first came out and I thought it was anonymous and I was calling all these people like fucking whores and shit, and then I was like, oh fuck, I can see my name. I thought it was.
Yeah, just in year 10 when you forgot to click anonymous and you just typed the N word
No,
at someone on Ask FM.
I never did anything. I never did that actually, calling people whores, but I would ask them like weird questions, thinking that they would never know. But on the Snapchat one, where it's like, I forgot what it was called. There's like it comes up, a different one comes up every now and then.
Yeah.
Where it's like an ask me thing, and I remember just putting shit like, there were like some girls in my school. I remember just putting like you helped me with my depression. I was gonna kill myself, but then you saved me and shit like that. And and then like they'd screenshot and they'd be like, oh, I'm really glad that I could like. So basically, like, I just pretended to be like someone else, someone who they thought. I just gave them like worth, but they didn't deserve it. So that I just made people feel like better, but for something they didn't even do, like just to grow their egos.
That made me tempted just to do the opposite. You know, thanks to you, I've now doubled my dose of sertraline.
Yeah, is that the antidepressant stuff?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But I don't know. I think a lot of the people that do AMAs on Instagram are people that I'm not interested in, asking anything.
Yeah. I don't know. Instagram's pretty weird.
There's kind of just like, if someone's not well known or respected in a field, it's not an ask me anything. It's kind of just an ask me something, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, please. That's what I was doing. Like, I try not to go on my phone in public nowadays. And I was in the city centre today, and I do this thing like, if I have time to kill, I'll just sit and just watch people. And when I was at the bus station, I was like 20 minutes early waiting for my bus, and the people around me, everyone was just on their phones, just like skipping through their stories. And it was like the way they were looking at the phones was like they were looking at like a ball of crack or something. It was proper like, but it was like proper like, it's just like the way that you just see it, and it's the way their faces are. It isn't healthy at all. There's nothing nutritious about it. Like,
nothing nutritious.
If you could just like, you
they
should
have unnutritional faces. Either.
No, they don't. Just like the body language of someone just staring at their phone is like disgusting. It's like you're looking at like nothing. Like,
you
it's
look
literally
totally
like nothing.
fucking gormless.
Everything you look at, you should get some sort of gain.
Yeah.
Or some sort of like knowledge. But like you're not getting any gain out of these. Like,
see a lot of people like slack jawed.
If you follow like 1,000 people and there's 1,000 stories, you don't need to know 1,000 people's business. That isn't how we evolved. The people businesses we should know is like what's going on with our neighbours and like your mates. Like you should know like at least some gossip about your neighbours.
Yeah, don't be near this person. He's a paedophile.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that. That's useful,
But we,
pertinent
we just
information.
know too much that we just know nothing now about because it's just we just know shit. We just get like shit put into us.
I think people get such thing as like information fatigue when people are just bombarded with so much stuff that's important and they've got to be aware of and care about that it's actually very tiring.
Yeah.
Or people just have poor selection of what information that they want to consume.
Well, I think more adults are addicted to phone addiction
Yeah,
than even like because I
kids,
think adults they had to wait a bit longer for the phone.
and they're not used to it.
And they're not so like it's like wow I've only just got this crazy thing and I
Yeah.
can see like I can stalk my like the people I used to go to high school with 20 years
Yeah.
ago. I can now go on their Facebook. But with us we had it introduced quite young.
Yeah.
We sort of we sort of like yeah, but it's not like amazing.
Yeah, I had to delete a lot of my extended family members on Facebook because of just excessive requests to play Candy Crush.
Yeah,
I
I don't even go on Facebook really.
don't.
I do prefer Instagram just because you can get away with more stuff and you do get. I like to post like anything I want, and like Instagram you can get like a better audience. And
You post weird stuff.
Yeah, like but people love it though.
Yeah, I know. One question I've been dying to ask you is because
I do love Instagram, but I use it for the good.
yeah, that's fair enough. You're a force for good on the internet, Isaac. One thing I've always been dying to ask you is because I know you a lot better than I know most comedians. We've worked together a lot with the Hoodenanny or we've gigged a lot together. I don't know much about you as a human being.
Yeah.
And I want to know
No.
how much of that is by design. Like you're
No, it is actually by design.
Yeah, like I know
I saw this quote and it was like I talk openly to everyone, but like no one really knows me still. It's really weird. It's like because I don't know. I'm so like I have so many different lives. It's hard to know. My girlfriend hardly knows me. It's like I'm not like a sociopath or anything. I've questioned it, but like I'm not. It's just like
I just think that you're a method actor, but I don't know what role you're playing.
I don't. Yeah,
Because you
right.
just do things.
Yeah.
Like you seem to exist as just a reaction to other things.
Yeah, I think that's how life should be though. You should just react to what is happening and do it.
That's the thing. I've had a couple of guests on the show, and they've talked about comedy in the kind of a like sense of like I do this because I was bullied or like attention. I want to do this. You seem to have like thought of like comedy and performance itself in a more philosophical sense, a more metaphysical sense.
Yeah. I don't think I wasn't really bullied. Like never. A lot of these comedians were bullied, and I was like always just sort of. I was just never really bullied. Like people were like dicks to me, but I never let anyone bully me as a kid.
The thing is, what happened is when I was bullied, I would go back and bully who bullied me, and it was worse. You know how like some countries have changes in governments and regimes because the first government's bad and they have a regime change, and then the next government is just a lot worse than the government that they were trying to replace.
Yeah.
Like that's how like. Someone called me gay a couple of times, and I responded by putting his head in
I've
the dog shit bin.
I've had that.
So
but,
like, you know, I'm not very
I
good
think
at
the thing is,
response.
I think every kid has been called gay.
Yeah.
Like every kid just gets called. Like I remember going up to kids and like being like, "You're a gay lord" for just the sake of it, and I have no regrets. I think it's sort of just funny to say that if you're a kid. Like
It's gay, like people just use it as a synonym for anything. Like gay means anything and nothing. Sometimes.
But as a kid, you don't know what like fucking in the arse is or anything.
You don't really understand homosexuality as a concept.
I just thought gay was just a funny word to call people.
Yeah.
So I just did it when I was a kid. I was just like gay lord, gay lord.
Yeah, there was this really tone deaf anti-homophobia assembly at my school, and it was the worst because the second part was important because it was the sixth form talking about how he's experienced homophobia, and it was really interesting and thought-provoking and, you know, fair enough. But the warm-up act, shall I say, was the assistant principal who just, you know, in bunch of a load of like low-age teenagers was like, "These stairs are gay. This table is gay. You are gay," and it was the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it was just, and he was just doing all this stuff, and like he was trying to make a serious point about homophobia, but he started off like that.
Yeah.
And it was just absurd. And then this poor chap had to fucking talk about his experience is being like bullied for being gay.
Yeah.
And this this guy had just basically done one of the best 5 spots I've ever heard in my life. Like I genuinely thought it was a performance.
But I don't think homophobia is even like a big. We're in Thetford. Like I don't think homophobe like because when you live in like a small town, like gay people don't like run around don't run around in packs in a gang. There's no like people hate people that are in gangs and exclusive, but these gay people in Thetford, the gays, yeah, they hang out with all the girls, especially in high school. In high school, yeah, there would always every girl gang would have a gay with them. No,
Is there
and you couldn't be homophobic because you wouldn't want all the girls to hate you.
The only reason to not be homophobic is to potentially get pussy. Do we have that on the record, Isaac?
Maybe like unconsciously. Maybe like I was never homophobic. My mum taught me well, but I think a lot of boys ended up straight males in my high school anyway ended up being friends with gay people, just because of that really. Like I mean, and not just because of that, but they ended up the women of my high school ended up showing the boys, this is. These men, they ain't here to, do you. There's no, you don't have to be scared of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So homophobia wasn't like a big. No, I don't.
Like you're not going to get like stealth.
No one ever got like thrown down the stairs or anything.
Well, that's good.
For it, I don't think anyway. I mean, a lot of shit, but Thetford, like it is a shitty school.
Yeah.
It was like rough, yeah, but it was like the gay and the gays and the straights would form a pact and just be like. It would be like you'd see like a fucking chavvy guy and a gay chavvy guy as a duo going out to mug people. That's how it was.
So you're saying that straights and gays made sort of like a Molotov Ribbentrop pact.
Yeah, it was like a multicultural. It's like a multicultural scum. That's all it is. And there's no real racism in where I'm from.
I thought there was. I thought there's like a massive like race relations problem.
Yeah, but everyone says that shit. Everyone says that shit, but like,
but then again,
just, like, go in the street, you walk down the street, and like, it ain't
fine.
even a big deal. Like,
yeah, someone told me, like, in like 100% absolute certainty that in Thetford there's a massive people couldn't have ponds with fish in it because Polish people would steal and eat their koi carp.
Oh, that is bullshit. It's actually bullshit.
That's very specific racism.
No, that's people put cages over their koi fish because they don't want fucking birds going in and fucking taking their fish.
Yeah.
Nothing. Look, apparently a few Polish men have killed a few swans in Thetford, but that's literally it.
I fucking hate swans anyway.
I've never seen like a fucking like Polish man on all fours with a fucking like koi fish in his mouth or some shit. Never.
Well, that's good.
Like a fucking dog with a fucking koi fish. Oh, I catch koi fish. Oh, I've never seen that.
It.
Yeah, never.
That's Russian, but. I don't know. It just seems like his racist mate told him that, and because he's stupid himself, he just
racism.
I like that.
If a group of like people from a country come to somewhere, racism will always be like a thing, and rumors will always be spread. Yeah. It's just if you are stupid enough to fucking believe that shit, like it's just stupid enough to fucking believe that.
It's fucking hilarious. And to be fair, like I wish. It was a thing. I wish they would kill more swans because I absolutely despise them.
Yeah, I know someone like an English family in a village. I'm not gonna say their name for legal reasons. Emily Mills. Their family. Yeah, you can blank that out maybe.
No, that's staying in, mate.
On Christmas Day, I was told that like her brother and sister went out and shot a fucking swan with a bow and arrow in their village and ate it for Christmas dinner.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. That's illegal as hell as well.
Isn't that like treason?
It's like a felony, isn't it?
Like the Queen owns the swans.
Yeah. I think Queen don't own shit. It's just a swan. I think they're all labelled, aren't they, all the swans?
Yeah, I think so.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything's fucking labelled. You see like a duck walk around with like a fucking price tag on it, like... I hate all this wildlife. Like wildlife, like you see like a bird and they have like a fucking like barcode necklace around his neck nowadays.
And someone owns it. Like, the commodification.
It's because they like all this like they want to know how many birds there are. Sorry, They want to know how many birds there are.
Yeah, how
I
many
hope that's
bir-
been fine talking in this mic.
Yeah, it's been fine. Like I can boost the audio. It's all
Oh,
good.
right, that's good then.
Yeah, it was just flagging a bit. Like that's how
Oh,
much the fucking
okay.
sound
I'll
was picking
talk
up.
at this.
Sort of register.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good. We've
Nice. How long have we been on for?
been on for nearly 20 minutes.
Oh, damn.
And it's already been better than if I'd have strictly regimented the questions because I don't
freestyle
mate, I don't want to script you because we get shit like this.
Yeah. No, sometimes I prefer to just be told to sort of just.
Like it's weird because one question I do want to ask is like, did all this introspection and kind of don't want to say deviant behaviour, but like Isaac doing Isaac things, is that a product of the comedy or did it exist before?
I think it's since I was like a kid.
Yeah.
It's always like, it ain't like some fucking bullshit fucking, oh yeah, I was fucking beaten by my dad, and no, it was just my whole life. It's just I've just been like this,
Yeah.
and I think everyone should just have their like, just like a child in them, and just be like weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like, but like just be, because you never lose your childhood.
Yeah.
Really. I've always just been like this.
Yeah, just
Completely. Just like I've just learned more. There was no like cut between from when I was like 12
Yeah.
and then I switched to 13.
Yeah.
I mean, of course I went through like, a bit of angst, but like it's always just been right. I was born and then I learned some things.
You
and
don't
now
seem
I'm
to have
18.
gotten bitter because of it, because a lot of comics are bitter and kind of insecure, but I've never gotten that vibe from you.
I have been when I was in my teens for a bit, but even then I was still alright, I think.
Yeah.
But like you can just be like, yeah, just do you.
It's just kind of like a stream of the whole Isaac. Your performances can sometimes be a bit of a spiritual experience in terms of like
Yeah,
a perfect
when it's
stream
when
of
it's
consciousness.
a good day.
Yeah.
It used to anyway. I feel like recently it hasn't been though, but I need to get. It's because I'm at a stage now where I'm trying to be like more me on stage.
Yeah.
Where and you have to like learn confidence when it
Yeah.
comes to talking to a crowd, and that's just what it's like right now.
It's
So
just experience and repetition.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna have to like learn how to be shit for ages, basically. I think.
Yeah, just I was shit for the first 5 years of my comedy career.
Yeah.
And I've only just become something that I would not leave if another act was doing my material. I wouldn't material like mine or to my standard. I wouldn't leave.
Yeah,
That's like how difficult it is. Like some people think that they can just walk on stage. It would take a couple of goes and then they'll start. Someone who did free gigs, like free shows, as what you talk about. Oh, when will we next get paid? And I was like, oh, Lawrence. You might never get paid.
Oh yeah.
And someone who sent me like their first ever bit was like already talking about their own hour-long show, and I was like, dude,
No,
you
yeah.
can't just shit out an hour show. That's not how it works.
Yeah, it ain't like fucking. Yeah, ain't like, that ain't how anything works.
No,
though.
you don't.
When
just
you
fucking
start like
walk
something
in-
new, you don't just like fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a camera. Here's my fucking new film that's gonna be in the cinemas just because I bought a camera.
No,
you
that-
have to fucking learn
You can't just
anything.
You can't just walk into comedy or music or anything like that.
just anything creative. You can't walk into it and act like. I have noticed that there are a lot of no name dropping. Like this is a general thing though. You just like a lot of comedians they have been doing comedy for like 2 months and they act like they're like pro already, like mega pro, and they have like. I just think like be humbly shit for a bit, like
Yeah.
like you should just be like. Like I tell my friends, I'm like, I'm not the best comedian.
Yeah.
Yet, do you know what I mean?
You'll start. It starts off like you get open spots, and then after a while, someone might ask you to MC, and then you might start getting a few paid spots here and
Yeah.
there. But you even if you're still getting a few paid gigs, you're still having to take a lot of fucking unpaid gigs just to
Yeah.
get experience and clout.
Yeah.
That's
It's
that's
all
just-
about. I hope if you do it enough, you get the money that you put into it back. Hopefully, which is probably like I don't know, like train tickets and fucking petrol.
and the emotional energy.
Yeah, that's it. That's my goal. Really, is like just to at
Break
least.
even.
Just actually like, not that I spent like 10 grand on comedy, but like just to at least get one day get the money that I hopefully have spent years
Yeah.
and years wasting.
I
Not wasting,
can't. I
but
can't remember who told me this, but like someone said to me, the best way to earn a small fortune is in comedy is starting with a large fortune. So, it's not to put anyone off who wants to give it a try. It's a lot. It is a lot of fun. Most part, even like doing shit is still fun.
no, I like doing shit sometimes. You learn the most when you when you do shit. And I
Yeah.
do shit all the time, so
Yeah.
I'm learning the most.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it doesn't make you not a good comic. It just means you're not necessarily the finished article.
It's just
yet.
like it is literally like just like learning anything. I'm learning how to drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking like I've only just got fairly okay where my driving instructor isn't shouting at me constantly.
Where you won't
and I've been
murder
doing
someone.
it a year. I've been
Yeah.
doing it a year,
Yeah.
once a week for a year.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm only just now at the point where he's like not shouting at me constantly. So it's just like learning literally anything.
I'm,
Just
I'm,
have to
I'm,
keep
I'm
going.
too lazy to learn to drive. I mean, it makes comedy and getting gigs a lot easier, but I have rage issues as it is. And my brain is like, if I'm not interested in something, I won't do it. I won't
Yeah.
engage with it. I'll hate it. But if I am interested in something, I'm obsessive. Like I'm either like all together or not at all.
Yeah.
Like you strike me as someone who's similar. Like if there's something you're really into, you'll really put a lot of effort into it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how you should be though. I mean, you shouldn't ever do something that you're not interested in.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's like a rule of life.
If we could go into the specifics, we can. You've done basically every Hoodenanny. You've been kind of like our artist in residence for the
Yeah.
past year or so, and now it's moving to Norwich and everything. And there's some bits where I don't want to give. Can I talk about some of the stuff I've seen you do on stage? Or
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
yeah, where when you're like drinking, lapping milk up off the floor,
Yeah.
or doing push-ups whilst eating a Muller fruit corner. Like what?
Those were like my peak gigs.
Those were
Since
excellent,
it's
but
gone
those were the
down.
peak Hoodenanny gigs.
That was
like,
yeah.
Like those were the fun ones, and like
That was really fun.
Yeah.
Those gigs. Yeah.
yeah. And the thing is, I think we had a lot of momentum, and then there was a lot of issues behind the scenes, and in terms that I won't go into on the air, but it just needed a fresh start, and Norwich and the venue and everything, the deal we've got, and you know a proper like the owner really believes in the night, so that's huge when you've got someone who's just not who's not just allowing you to do comedy, but is actively engaging to help grow your
It'll be
night.
good
It makes
for
a world of
I
difference.
feel like with the Hoodnanny just being the same audience every time mostly, it was
Yeah.
just got a bit. They started to. I feel like they almost started to predict the show almost,
Yeah.
or just
Like,
like
they
it just came in, just like it just became like sort of routine for them.
Like they knew what
Like,
was
oh,
happening.
it's the Hoodnanny, and then like they just sort of
Started turning up late.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
people didn't pay for some of them, and like or heckled throughout. And when it's your mates, it's a lot harder because they think they can take the piss a little bit.
yeah.
Whereas there kind of has to be that, you know, appreciation for what you're trying to do on stage as well. And I'm more than happy to have, you know, friends still come to my shows, but I don't think it's sustainable when your entire audience is just your mates, because you're not growing as a performer anyway as well,
No.
because they already
You're
find you
growing
funny.
as a friend.
Yeah, like all you're really doing is you're entertaining them for a bit, and you know you're wanking off your ego for a bit. You're not really growing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't let any of my friends come to my gigs, or even my girlfriend.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to. I'm not doing it to impress, like my friends.
yeah, you're doing
Yet.
it. Yeah,
Because I don't want my friends to come when I'm like learning. It's like,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, why can't I come to one of your gigs? Like, mate, I'm not fucking Russell Howard.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I'm
think-
not some fucking guy who's like touring the fucking country.
yeah. Like I take a different approach. Flora comes to a lot of my shows, but Flora, unlike a lot of people, has a background in performing and actually knows what the fuck she's talking about. So, like, it having that potential for that feedback and help with my growth, and then not using it would be fucking stupid and self-defeating. But a lot of people don't know dick about comedy, and I really regret sometimes showing friends or people seeing my performances early on when I wasn't ready, because it made me look wank at comedy.
Yeah.
And like, if they think you're shit, even if you get less shit, they won't necessarily give you the chance to prove it.
Yeah. And also just when you are sort of performing to your friends, I don't think it just isn't natural.
No, it's weird. You either know like, oh, they'll find this funny, I can phone it in, fuck the rest of the audience, or
Yeah.
like you end up kind of playing to them or anything, and you know.
But it's great to just be in front of new people because you can
Yeah.
just be when no one actually knows you.
Yeah, that's why you can't.
You can really just be
Yeah.
whatever and have more freedom. When
Yeah.
I had a friend that just came in, he just walked into one of my gigs. It was my fault. I started promoting it like, yeah, come along.
Yeah.
And then when he came, I just thought this is the present of Bonjo thing.
Yeah.
I just felt like right, I can't.
You felt a bit awkward.
I just felt awkward having him in the audience. I just felt like he just knew me like too well
Yeah.
for me to be on stage. In the future, I'll be able to invite my friends around, but not right now.
But yeah, and it's fair enough. You've got that policy, and that's very respectable. And you know, your friends will obviously understand.
Yeah,
They might not get it, but then again, there's just some stuff that people who don't do comedy just will
Or
not
who
get.
just don't like sort of go on stage
Yeah,
and just
yeah. I mean, there's obviously the
people
separations.
people who I'm in bands with.
Yeah,
I say that to them and they understand more. Mm-hmm. Just because they sort of know what it's like. Just
yeah. Because it's kind of different flavors, but you know, you can kind of get the same sort of a gist of it. Like, I don't know what it would be like to, you know, be in a band and perform, because I go up and I do my thing, and my success or my failure is 9 times out of 10 down to me. It's all down to me and how I perform it and what I do and what I say and how I react. Sometimes it can be the audience, but you can't just blame the audience every time you have a shit gig.
I got into that hole of just being the audience, but no, like and then like another comedian would go on and be like pretty good, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's just like I'm just ignorant.
Yeah, if you're the only one that does, if you're the only one that does shit in a night, it's not the night.
Yeah, I know. It's like you just being fucking arrogant.
Yeah.
I've happened. I'm sure that's going to happen to me a lot still.
It will happen. I think it's also important to, you know, not just to step out of home comforts and not perform in front of just people who already know you and find you funny, but also to not just do the same gigs month after month, because, you know, you can do them if you have open material and stuff, but you need to, at a point, you need to find new venues and new places to take you. It's a bit of a bastard when you don't drive and stuff, but you can find, you know, if you can book ways around it, like the megabus, trains, even though they're expensive.
Yeah,
if you have
yeah.
a mate who drives, that's all good. You'll be learning to drive soon, so
I am learning.
you'll drive.
Almost. I've been doing it a year, so I mean, can't hint at anything.
Yeah,
But
Christ, I've hinted to you remember the roast we did one of. We'll talk about a bit more of that. But the car ride, there and back for me, Martin, Dom, and Susanna. If any of that, if that was recorded and any of that footage leaked, that would
Should have
end
been
all four of our. That would end all 4 of our careers.
I don't know why you'd be so like, I don't know, emotional. It's a roast. It's just like
I know. I didn't
real
get
insults.
emotional at all, because we were like, you were just like, you've got tits, Aaron. I was like, I know I'm not in shape, but I don't objectively have breasts.
Everyone just gives banter to their mates.
Yeah.
It's just like sort of funny. Like I would never get like.
Well, I think like,
off.
well, the thing is with Dom, he got actually salty at Susanna. Like, he got genuinely angry.
Yeah,
didn't he?
I know. Which isn't the whole point of like.
And I felt bad, like, and he gave me a good segue.
Like you
know?
watch the Charlie Sheen roast, like he was just like laughing to it, like
Yeah, but the thing is, like, even if he didn't react very badly, he would have took the L, you know, because Susanna was just on fire at that point. But like, he could have at least took the L well. But
well, it isn't how good the jokes are.
it's
All
your
about
attitude.
how, and it's how about when it comes to roasting. I guess it's just how you react to things.
Yeah,
Like if you let some words hurt you, then you've lost.
It's a battle, and the judges aren't.
You can't show pain.
It's like any sign of weakness, like
You're fucked, mate. Any sign of
I think the thing is, we went up there and we were just like, we wrote our roasts like 2 minutes before going on stage anyway.
Yeah, I wrote mine well, like
Yeah, just
the
right
day
before.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Or like just literally one on like the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just, we just kind of went, let's just have fun.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like within the first 30 seconds, we
not
were
like a-
shouting and like I took my shirt off and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because it was just like,
That was quite fun. That was.
I think Louis and Dan, they knew what they were doing putting us together.
Yeah, they
And then
did
we
know.
just started plugging this like,
See, them guys, they know.
they
Do you know
know,
what I mean?
they get
They
it.
know. Yeah.
I think the main thing was like that I quite liked plugging that fictitious brothel with you. That was interesting because it just kind of turned into an absolute weirdness. But,
Yeah.
but it was entertaining. But the thing is, like, you've just got to grab attention. And I think the thing is, I got lucky because Dom gave me an easy seg with saying, like, I'm so sweaty, I'm better because I just got back from burying Dom Mackey's comedy career.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I took the shirt off and I was like, I think I have the audience now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. We were just
That's why I thought if I was like, yeah, we should take our shirts off.
Yeah.
And then I just let you take your shirt off, and I just left mine on. I thought I was winning, but I think you were winning. I thought,
Yeah.
he has his shirt off, but he thought both of us were going to do it, but yeah.
I don't know. I just rolled with it. I think the thing is, like, I was a bit weirded out that you didn't as well, but I knew I couldn't let it phase me.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing
That's
is,
the
I
whole
thought
point.
it was
Can't
going to be
show
like
weakness.
I thought it was going to be like closer than it was. I didn't think I'd win 3-0 like, on the
Yeah,
judges.
3-0. That was crazy. I
Yeah.
got you fucking good on some
Yeah,
things.
I liked your one about like you said I looked like someone who serves people in PC world. Or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like
That was a fucking banger, mate.
that. Yeah,
actually.
that was great. That was
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
It should have been at least 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell they got something against me.
Roasts are fine, but I wouldn't do them like so often. But I'm a bit worried because in March I'm doing the roast of Don Mackey, and if he got that salty
might watch
in a
that.
roast battle,
Yeah.
like I
think
don't know
maybe
why
he
he's
wants to,
organised
like,
a roast of
revenge.
himself.
He thinks he's gonna like fucking revenge everyone. Like this is his big school shooter moment.
It's like you know when it's like when you already, or it's kind of like a boxing match when you've already beat an opponent and they call it repeat or revenge, and he's like thinking he'll get revenge. No, it's repeat, mate.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like you want to do it. You want to like
This is a bad idea.
prove.
Like, cause there was stuff like my roast was fine. I like love it at like 5. There was like only apart from the comics, there's only our friend Bells who's the only audience member.
Yeah.
But like, there's some stuff that cut me quite close. So I was a bit like, ooh, but I didn't like. I knew it was fun.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a bit of fun, and I think if in a roast especially, but also like just when you're in front of an audience, you've kind of got to disengage a bit. Like even if you don't do badly, don't take it personal. You've got to use it as just an opportunity to grow. Because even if I do, unless I do really, really well, as long as I do well, I kind of disengage a bit. Like it kind of feels like my performance is an out of body experience. Like I don't feel like I'm fully there when I'm on
Yeah.
stage. Like I feel like I'm a conduit for something.
I think that's what it's because as I'm pretty good at like drumming.
Yeah.
Like on stage as well. Like I've done some like gigs with some bands and like I feel like I'm a pretty good drummer.
Yeah.
But I want to get as good as drumming on stage. I want to get as good as comedy as I am as drumming on stage. And I get that same feeling when I drum, but not when I'm doing stand up. I still feel like, oh fuck, I'm a person on the stage and
Yeah.
and I'm talking to these people I don't know, and that can like get in the way of what you're just trying to do.
Well, the drums, you've got
between
like you've got a physical barrier in front of you when you've got the
Yeah,
drums.
but it's
whereas-
still like I still treat it the same though.
Yeah.
I treat it like the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like the same like emotion and the same like I'm like a great drummer. Like I can actually be one of the best. If I focus all my energy on just drumming, like now, just quit everything, I'd be like literally the best drummer in the world. No jokes. I'd be one of the most iconic.
I
best
can tell
drummers
that you
ever.
mean that as
Yeah,
well.
no, I actually mean that. Like,
Yeah.
I think I have one of the best, like, original sort of drumming, like, ways.
Yeah.
And I think it would be pretty iconic if I was in a band and I was a drummer. I'd be one of the guys that stood out, and I would be like Keith Moon.
Like if
No
I
jokes.
put all my efforts into podcasting, I could be a really proficient interviewer, like really, really good. Or if I put a lot of my effort into journalism, like if I wanted to do like boxing or music journalism, I'd be very, very good at that. But because comedy's really all I have, as in terms of like what I want to do, and it's been my like all-consuming obsession for so long.
Yeah.
I didn't just pick it up and give it a go. Like it was sort of a way out of a lot of things for me, and so like I have it in me. Like most of the time, I believe I can go down as like one of the greatest comics of all time, like one of the goats. And I've always believed that.
That's a good thing to believe, though.
But and no one will take that from me. Like and bombing just doesn't overly bother me anymore because
Yeah.
I'm just like, and not even in a sort of arrogant way, like you don't appreciate my genius. In a kind of way, like, oh, just wasn't the right night or wasn't the right audience. And like I can dissociate
But
without like
loads of great people have faced a lot of shit to get
yeah,
where they
yeah.
are. That's just how it is.
You don't like, especially in comedy, you don't have like an easy ride of it. Like you've got to face intense adversity. I mean, even getting up there, because you're kind of, it's not just trying to make people laugh. It's kind of imposing your will and dominating that space.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of
That's what I've noticed
dominance
with
and
like
control.
good like pro comedians. I see it's like
Yeah.
when I'm on like a gig with like someone who's like a proper comedian, you know,
Yeah.
proper pro.
Yeah, one of the ones that have already made it.
Yeah, they or just getting if they don't have another job.
Yeah.
Like that's their job.
When comedy's their thing.
When they get on stage, it's like it ain't no one else's like stage anymore. It's just
It's their stage
until
yeah.
they get off. It's theirs.
Yeah, and you've got to have people paying attention and everything. And you've got to find a way of grabbing people.
Yeah,
and like you can't be.
And it's just pure confidence, though.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's how you do it. I think anyway. And
yeah.
but I can talk and talk, but I need to learn.
Yes,
You need to learn that.
But the fact that you have that innate knowledge of, or not innate, but that you've acquired the knowledge.
Yeah.
To have knowledge to like know that is to acquire the knowledge to know it. But like that you know it is just a big step because a lot of people either take years to realise it or they don't realise it.
Yeah, you have to.
I have a lot of people who've been open micing for years who just don't seem to know what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, but it's just like sort of just social intelligence, really.
Yeah.
You sort of just need to like anything you do has to be really confident
Yeah.
for people to
And you've got
like
to,
it.
You've got
That's
to,
how it is. That's the rule
you've
of
got
life.
to either be really reading the room and reacting on point, just constantly like adapting and everything, or you've got to be so good in like completely contradicting the energy of the room, like or completely bringing the room down, or
and also
fucking
you just
with
have to be like just completely yourself.
Yeah,
And that's just
I
eliminate
mean,
all.
Yeah, in that case, like, where do you stand on character comedy when someone's playing a character? If you say,
I like that.
you like character comedy,
Yeah, I think it's like one of the greatest things.
yeah, it's excellent.
I think it's because it's just like, I don't know, I just think even though they're playing a character, it's still like inspired by something that comes from themselves. So
Yeah.
really, it's still themselves.
'Cause,
just the version that they're putting out.
Because with
There's so
President,
many selves.
because with President Obonjo, obviously, as he kindly pointed out, he's not the actual a president of an African country.
Yeah.
Called Laughter
But
Republic.
that is his thing though.
But
that
he-
is himself.
But when I see him, like, you genuinely could be an African dictator. Like,
Yeah.
He's got the, because it's not just about power. I'm not saying he's gonna like cut someone's organs out and leave them in his fridge, like Idi Amin. But what I'm saying is that he's got that. To become a dictator, you've got to be intensely charismatic.
Yeah.
And Obonjo is nothing if not intensely charismatic.
Maybe that's where he gets the inspiration from himself.
Yeah.
As a guy who
Yeah.
is a bit dictatory.
Yeah,
Has developed a character that is a dictator.
Whereas Benjamin himself is one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. Like, yeah, and he's always so supportive. And if he misses your set, he apologizes, and he always, when we're on the same bill, he always sends me really nice messages about my set and stuff like that. And
that's why
he sends me jokes in what means a lot is that he sends me jokes in advance of him putting them on his Twitter and stuff to ask if like they're funny enough or to gauge my response, and I'm really, really flattered by that, you know.
Nice.
The fact that Obonjo, someone I admire the most in comedy, like likes me and seems to give a shit about my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
It goes to show, like, he's too nice. Even if I was a fucking schmuck and had no future in comedy, he'd still be nice as pie to me. But
Yeah.
like,
Or as
feeling
nice as he can be.
yeah, but feeling respected by your peers in comedy is really, really important.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of comedians are whiny little bitches.
Yeah. I think maybe. Just people are fucking whiny.
Yeah, for sure.
All people. But that's true. I mean, every job you want to go to.
Yeah,
If it's your job you want people to like you.
Flora's just been muttering and mouthing shit at me for the entire recording. I'm trying to bait her into coming on the show.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm not on the show because I wasn't asked.
Hey, we
don't have enough mic space yet.
Yeah, that's our excuse. We ain't got enough mic space. Get out.
Go away. Get back in your cage.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Someone's going to isolate that clip and put it on Twitter and ruin your career.
No, I'll have ruined my career like
Jade.
before.
What's her name? Jade Forbes. Is that her name?
Apparently. I don't know who that is.
I can't be. Yeah, me neither. Let's end it there.
That's staying in, by the way.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
That's just staying in.
You can't cut anything out.
No, don't be a pussy.
It's been pretty natural, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just fine. It's 45 minutes and I'm not like fucking desperately trying to think of something to ask you.
Well, that's good.
Alternatively, it's 45 minutes and you're already talking about how much time it's been.
No,
Shut
that's
your
just but that's
fucking
just
mouth,
no, but that's just a conversation. Whenever you're with anyone, you always ask, "Oh wow, it's been an hour. Time's flown by." You always say that.
It's just natural humans talking.
Yeah,
I'm here with Isaac
Human.
Human.
Time is here.
Isaac
You have to talk about it.
I'm here with Isaac.
Wow,
HP,
it's been that long.
Isaac Human person.
Yeah.
I feel like having a row with my girlfriend ever since have you seen that Twitch streamer who like with that guy playing Fortnite and his pregnant wife was having a go at him to get off and then he just on camera just started smacking the shit out of her.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's fucked up, man.
Oh, I
He
bet.
just has a go at her and he's like his 3-year-old child was like tries to go daddy and he's like fuck up Rosie, fuck up cunt, I'm playing Fortnite. Fuck up cunt, not shut the fuck up.
Who the fuck says that? Is he Scottish?
Australian. Which apparently being Australian
They
is
just
a
sort the
learning
language out.
being Australian is a learning disability in and of itself.
No, it fucking is.
Basically, if you sound like that, I'm not taking you seriously.
Australians before. I think, yeah.
I have, and it's been unfortunate.
I don't know much about Australia.
Yeah. Well, I like one Australian comic I met, Holly. She was nice, and she's funny. But other than that,
Yeah.
it's
just a place with an accent, isn't it?
you can't even say it's racist because Australia's just our criminals.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, isn't it?
Penal.
I don't know much about Australia now. I feel like it's like a weird hidden utopia for like sort of like Europeans, isn't it? Australia.
Yeah, like
So I remember
gammons.
Like,
It's
I remember
like
like
gammon.
I think I remember like a few kids in like
Yeah.
my primary school moving to Australia when I was a kid. Something like it was like the glory land to be in. At the
I
time.
think if British people want to immigrate and they're rich, they go to Canada or Australia. But if they're not that rich, they go to Spain or Gibraltar.
Yeah,
That has always been.
it's quite cheap
Mine.
to have an apartment in Spain. I think, in some places.
It's because the place is
Are we
dead.
talking loud enough?
Yeah, we're talking loud enough.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's some gaps, but it's just fucking.
That's
it is
just
what it
from
is.
like breathing in, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's just like. I don't know how this fucking device works.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. It's just the pause in between words. I think gets every little syllable.
every little blah blah blah.
If anyone even knows, there's like bars, and that the recording of this podcast has like bars in it, and that's like they stop and go. It's like Morse code. It looks like Morse code.
Yeah, it's excellent.
There you go. Look now, when you say excellent, it stops.
It became a
There we
thing,
go.
and then it becomes another little thing.
There you go.
A nice little treat for like the fans of the show.
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes,
This is how
kind of.
podcasts are made. This is
hell.
my first podcast.
Nice. How you finding it?
It's all right. I like them.
They're not bad. Like I'm getting okay at them.
Yeah.
I'm getting okay.
It's not too bad.
This is the least prepared I've ever been, but this has been the most fun.
It's the best one.
It's the best one. Fucking hell. So yeah, in terms of like Hoodenanny and stuff, that's kind of obviously it's my favourite one because I run it, but you seem to have been fond of doing them in terms of like,
Yeah, just because it was the one gig where I could sort of do the edgiest stuff.
yeah.
Well, other places I always got told like whenever I started, people would be like, well, "It's a bit edgy," but like at the Hoodenanny it was sort of accepted.
But the Hoodenanny just has a do
Because I'm just trying out. I'm just a kid who has a dream. I'm trying out stuff that I find funny.
But the thing is, like,
Criminal
unless
about
it's objectively way beyond the pale, which I think is entirely dependent on people's personal taste.
Yeah.
But like, I think if people tell you, "Oh, don't say this bit. This is too much," what they're really saying is, "You aren't my act," or "I wouldn't say that on stage."
Yeah.
Which if with a different act or person, you can say that stuff on stage. Like, not being funny. Like, I don't expect Dom. Like when Dom tried some Me Too stuff. About the Me Too movement. I was like,
did he?
Yeah, I was like, where the fuck's he going with this? Because he's not the sort of comic that I would expect to talk about Me Too. Whereas like when Doug Stanhope did, it didn't. It seemed a bit like, oh, fair enough. That seems like something Doug Stanhope would actually be interested in talking about.
Yeah.
On stage.
I feel like Doug Stanhope can just ramble about anything. Really.
He can just.
He is like a proper rambler, isn't he?
He just he just sort of flows into whatever the fuck he wants for
basically
20-minute segments.
I saw when I saw him in Nottingham, it was just like I didn't really know like any of the topics. He was just sort of talking about stuff.
Yeah, he just shifted from stuff to stuff.
Yeah, I remember he went to. I don't remember anything like.
I know he went to Thailand.
Yeah, he went to Thailand.
He talked about Indian gang rape for a bit.
Yeah, I found it really funny.
It was
just
fucking
I don't remember
hilarious.
any key points in it, but it was just because that's just the way he like rambles.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't feel forced. Like I went from this thing to talk about this thing.
Yeah.
Doug Stanhope has like a way of making it just whatever he's talking about flow very, very naturally, and I have massive tonal shifts sometimes and topic shifts in my sets.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think I listen to it back or I think about it and I'm just like, oh, that was a bit fucking jarring.
Yeah.
Like that was a stretch. I don't know how I segged that into there, but fucking,
Yeah, sometimes the hardest bit is just going in between jokes. It can fuck the whole joke up sometimes.
Yeah.
Just going to the next joke.
Yeah, it's hard. But half the time I overdo it or over-explain a bit before the joke, and I'm just sat there swearing at my own recording, going, "Get to the fucking punchline,
Yeah.
dumb cunt."
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Yeah. I hate watching or listening back anything.
Yeah, I've only just started really recording myself.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's actually disgusting.
I don't like pulling teeth. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't like doing it. I'm not. And it just
like
winds me up.
whenever I watch comedy, I'm such a fucking critic.
Yeah.
And there's so shit happens like critique yourself because you act so big when you watch like a Netflix show and you're like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. Oh, that's a bit cringy.
And then I'm doing that thing that I said I wouldn't do.
Yeah, it's like hypocritical.
But worse.
Yeah, like unbelievably worse.
Yeah, I don't know. Is
that cold tea?
It's hot coffee.
Oh, okay. It just looked cold from here. I don't know why. You look like you drink cold tea or cold coffee.
What the fuck?
What does that
It's just a
mean?
student thing. It's just a student thing.
I don't know. This is like one of those weird myths. This is like the Polish swan killings again.
Everything's just cold in the student's house.
I don't know where you get this shit from, man. Fucking hell. What the fuck? Other than the Hoodenanny, what other shows have you done that you've liked? Like,
oh, loads.
Yeah.
I did Gonzo's.
yeah,
That was good.
That's a good
When
one.
I first started out, he let me. Haven't really like messaged him for a while. I feel like I want to go a bit more around.
Yeah.
And do before trying to get like either 10 or 5 minute slot back there. Just loads of gigs all darted about. I've had good times, bad times. Yeah. I've had good times and bad times and true love to share. There's and even a bell. I love the Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to say, oh, this is my hometown and my family. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine with your erratic behaviour, Isaac, that your gig reactions are very inconsistent. It actually pisses me off when people just sit there looking like a fucking gorm.
Yeah.
I don't get it, and it's just like, what do you mean? He's good.
Yeah, I can be. That's the confusing thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know sometimes.
Like I tried my dark material about my suicide attempt in Cambridge, and as we both know, relevant is not the place for anything complex.
Yeah.
And
Dan Farmer is like an edgy.
Yeah. He says it himself that the audiences are a bit like specific.
I think that's
they want a certain thing, but they don't seem to know what they want. I
don't understand if you're going to a gig and you don't know exactly what it is. just expect the unexpected. Just don't go to like some open mic night expecting like someone like the Who to fucking play.
Yeah.
You just have to sit there and be like, I'm open to anything that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
because you
just-
don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, just have
Just
fun.
like don't be like, I want this kind of thing because that's what I imagined in my head. That isn't how it works.
No.
You can't just like expect.
You cannot.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you don't know what comedian you're seeing, it's one of those nights.
Yeah,
where you
yeah,
just don't know
you-
anyone. They're
yeah.
not famous.
Yeah,
Just be like,
someone-
I'm just gonna sit back and expect.
Someone of a decent profile in the
Open
comedy
mic.
world might turn up, but if you get to a stage where someone's really, really famous, even their work in progress and like new material stuff, they get paid stupid money for because they're of that high profile. People just want to see them, and they don't really care how polished it is at that point.
But the tickets are a bit less.
Yeah, the tickets are considerably less,
And they
but
do advertise it as like my shit stuff.
yeah, which
I
is
think
fair
Ricky
enough.
Gervais did a few of those.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais is
He's quite lucky because he ain't even like a proper stand-up, is he?
no.
But like since he has a lot of fans, he can just sort of. He's probably quite easy to just come up with a circus like just everyone that goes to see him just likes him.
Did
so-
you see his last Netflix special, Humanity?
I didn't watch it all. No.
Yeah, but most of it was just him just
My mum saw
talking
it
about
live.
like it was just him talking about things people he'd tweeted and the reaction to people taking offence to stuff that he said on Twitter.
Yeah, he's not even the most offensive person.
No,
I don't think Ricky Gervais is offensive.
not being funny. Like you can get the sort
I mean,
of
the
offence.
guy
in
the guy
Ricky
has a show with. Doesn't he have like a show where he's like talking to kids or some shit?
I don't know. There's
Like-
one where he sort of pretends to be retarded, and that's Derek.
Derek,
and
yeah.
it's just not very funny. But
I
like,
didn't mind. I didn't mind it.
I
But
don't know.
I just wouldn't think he's like. I don't think he's like an offensive comedian.
I think.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
what does he do?
I just
What's
think-
so offensive? He wants to like save all the animals.
yeah.
Like,
But like,
the guy
I
ain't
f-
offensive
I
at
f-
all.
I think the thing is like, it's just dad. It's just not. It's not even dad humor. Some of it, it's like uncle humor. Like particularly kind of not even particularly
Yeah.
racy and controversial uncle humor.
I do quite like Ricky Gervais.
Like, I don't. I like some of his earlier stuff. He can be quite funny, but like,
Yeah.
it's just I'm not as interested in him as I am other people, and that's fine. And if
Yeah.
people get, and I like him as a person, but like, I think that there's different. If you don't
I think
like
he's gonna-
some humor, then fucking someone else likes it, and just leave it be.
Yeah. I think he was saying in interviews that he wants to do like more stand up, so maybe he'll get better.
Yeah.
Or if he's just gonna focus on that.
Or not be as lazy as
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
special was, because it was fucking.
But everyone was talking
ridic-
about it though. I
Yeah,
remember.
fair enough. And a lot of
Just 'cause
people
he's
say,
the thing is though, the guy's like brand himself though.
yeah, like Ricky Gervais
Ricky
is just
Gervais
an
is like, he's
institution.
like
Yeah.
so, like he's like I've seen like some comments on like YouTube videos and saying he's just like a marketing genius more than anything.
Yeah.
When it comes to comedy, the way he markets everything. Like, do you see that thing where this video where he was talking to like 4 other comedians, like Dave, I don't know if it was Dave Chappelle, it's like Chris Rock,
Yeah.
him, Louis C.K. and Jerry Seinfeld, and it was the company that made this was Ricky Gervais, the Ricky Gervais company or some
Yeah.
shit. But he was, since he was in the sofa on the sofa talking to all these real comedians who like actually do stand all the time.
Yeah.
and he's like sort of part time.
Yeah.
It made him look like he's one of the big boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like he just makes, since he's like created such a brand for himself.
being seen with someone like, or being seen to be on the level with someone raises your profile. Once you get in with the big boys, you're like, it's very hard to lose that status or that clout, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice.
I thought we were just going to descend into absolute silence for a second.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, just some dead air, just like 5
I don't
seconds.
think I ever spoke to this one.
Yeah, neither have I. It's very intense.
It's because there's nothing to distract you. It's weird.
No, you just
Usually when I'm talking to someone, like I'm usually like
Yeah.
I like talk to them for a bit, and then like I'll do something like I'll walk around the room or do something. But when you're confined to just sit, you
Yeah.
have better conversations. I think.
Yeah,
When you're just like
I
tied to a
don't. I
chair
don't
and
feel
going-
like scattered about.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what sort of like comedy attracts you like at the moment? Like not
Everything.
pro level, but like, is there any like kind of stuff that you like and stuff that you don't like in terms of when you see a
That's
performance?
so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say. I think.
Yeah,
Because I can't. I feel like I can't. What do you mean by just like?
your personal kind of tastes. sort of thing.
Oh, it's so hard to say. I
Because
like
your
it
personal-
all.
because
It's weird.
I like you're just a fan of comedy in general.
Yeah, just the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I watch the stuff that like the funniest. I love watching stuff that isn't even like comedy, but I just laugh at it. I watch it like I watched like a documentary about like from the 80s about how to drive a steam engine the other day. I bought it from CEX. I was like, this is gonna be the fucking funniest thing. I watched it and it was the most funniest thing I've ever seen ever. And it was so awkward and it was like really I got it for 50p in CEX and it was like how to steam with some like Welsh fucking TV
That's
presenter
amazing.
from like the 80s or something.
That's
and they
amazing.
never cut anything out really. They never like edited it. And he like
He was just
and
sort of there.
He was just there like talking to these like people who work in like these steam engine places that are closed now and just open for tourists. And they were like, he was like, right, so you put the coal in here, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. And you keep doing it, and it went on for like 20 minutes of this guy like, you put more coal in. You put on the TV presenter was just like standing there really awkward. It's like, so what do you do now? Do you put more coal in? Yeah, you put more coal into the fire pit.
That sounds like
you keep doing it.
That sounds like a TV show about a mental breakdown.
It was no, it actually was a mental breakdown. It was so funny. It was like the funniest thing I've ever watched.
Fantastic, and you can just sort of find humour in any places, but like in
Well,
terms of
everything is just however you look at it.
yeah, what people and if you have an appreciation for everything in terms of like. I think it's very limiting if you only watch one genre of movie or listen to one type of music and things like that.
Yeah, because then you only become one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you look at is...
Whereas you can be lots of
however
different
you see
things.
is whatever you are.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to like look at... If you need to be open to absolutely every type of art
Yeah.
to become a good artist.
Yeah, because otherwise you just end up with very bigoted kind of reactionary views on art and comedy and
then
life.
everything's just like opinionated. You can't just shut someone down. You can't just be like just because that's not your you.
Yeah.
Then like it doesn't mean that isn't them. It's just like
you can be open to everything and still like if something's shit.
But like yeah, I
it's
know.
just
I
shit.
can watch like a comedy and be like, oh, I don't think that like say like some sitcom or something. I just wouldn't laugh at something because I thought it was timed weirdly.
Or
But
like
that's the difference between. That's why I like to watch things that aren't really that comedy nowadays. Because when you watch comedy, you're expecting to laugh.
yeah.
But when you watch like something that's fucking like some weird documentary from ages ago where they all talk weird because it's in the olden days and they weren't used to cameras, it's really funny because you don't know what's going to come your way. Or you watch like just like news clips and just I find that funnier because then sometimes you just catch yourself waiting to laugh at something that isn't that funny when you click.
And
something
also, if
that's
you like
comedy.
a comic personally, you might be predisposed to laugh at something that you wouldn't have laughed at otherwise.
Yeah.
Because you're already geared up and in the mood to have a laugh. And I think it's more kind of authentic if you find humour elsewhere, maybe in a sense.
Yeah.
And that the main issue I have with that is, fuck, what was I going to say? It was really poignant as well. I think if comedians like are influenced by things, and if they're influenced by everyone's watching the same Netflix specials or whatever, that kind of it's like everyone using the same references or sources for an essay. Like everyone's perception is informed, and it's if everyone's coming at it from the same angle, it's bad for the art form as a whole.
Well, yeah, then it won't be an art form.
It's more important to have, and that's why it's more important to have like so many unique acts and unique venues and nights and comedians.
Yeah,
because
I think that all,
you've got to broaden
just
the palette.
naturally happens.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Yeah,
shit like that will always exist. If they ban like a certain type of comic, that comic will still exist. In fact, that comic will still exist, and all the comics like that, comedians like that,
and it will raise their profile.
Will form this probably inside group or something, and all these VIP people. You can't ban anything. Ever.
Well, it starts with like It's the same with prohibition when America tried to get rid of alcohol.
Yeah.
It just made it forced it underground. It became less safe and it became more attractive and cool.
More like, ooh, what is this? Like they banned. I think it was like Bangladesh or somewhere. Or fucking India or something, they banned like alcohol. Everyone just started drinking like fucking cough syrup instead.
Yeah.
Worse.
Yeah, I think you just by forcing something underground, you might make it cool. And in terms of like how comedy, when it's been suppressed and censored in the past, you just added a certain mystique and allure to it.
Yeah,
and
it's just like don't press that red button.
And something that
more people will want to just do it.
Yeah, and it's something interesting.
Yeah,
isn't it?
No art form should be banned.
No, not for sure.
Even though like there'll always be like one throughout human history, there'll always be a group of people trying to ban some sort of art form.
Yeah,
because
and
they
people
don't
trying
like
to be
it. But
censorious.
that's just humans for you. Like,
Because someone made a few
and
sounds.
but that's
in the
how
face.
but that's how art lives.
Yeah.
That's how art like thrives. Is just through.
Art needs people like that because they kind of do PR. Because every time, when what was her name? Whitehouse, the lady Mary Whitehouse. Thank you, Flora. Mary Whitehouse, when she named her like The Exorcist and stuff on her video nasties in terms of things that you shouldn't let your kids watch, everyone started fucking watching it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and the same with like when my parents told me I couldn't play GTA or Manhunt. Those were the only two games I would play.
I would always want to. I'd go to my dad's. Hey guys, pretty emotional. My mum and dad split up when I was younger. So when I was younger, my mum wouldn't let me play GTA. But when I go to my dad's, we'd secretly play GTA for like ages. Like, so it was just fun. Like, and I got to like kill prostitutes and shit. And it was like, but it never fucked me up though. That's the thing. It only fucks you up if you let your kid alone play that shit. Then that's fucked up.
I think it could be an important bonding
Because it's just showing your kid real life. Look.
It's like
Look, prostitutes are gonna be killed. You know what I mean? That's just life for you. But in small doses, don't lock your kid in a room with only GTA. Yeah. That's wrong.
Not being funny, if you isolate someone and don't challenge their perceptions, and no one's there going, "Oh, this behaviour is wrong because X," then that's how bad ideas and beliefs and values and actions are allowed to fester. Like, not being funny. This might surprise some of our listeners, but I wasn't always the most pristine, perfect human being that you hear right now, and I had a lot of hang-ups, and I said a lot of things and had a lot of attitudes and behaviours that people may have found questionable, and might have wound up Flora a little bit, and Flora just kind of went, "Aaron, you know you can't be saying shit like that." Like, not in a way that you tell me what to say, but like, "Aaron, you sound like a massive fucking cunt."
Yeah.
And not even in the usual entertaining way that you sound like a massive fucking cunt. I don't know. It's an important part for evolution. You've got to be exposed to different things and different ideas and art forms and things like that. And
just be open to everything. Just try and like find a new band every day.
Yeah, new movie, new art, new book,
a new thing every day, like just a new type of thing.
Maybe something that you wouldn't necessarily have.
Yeah, this is what I do now. Is when I'm scrolling through like YouTube or something, or like I'm just like looking at something, and then I go, "Oh, I don't want to see that." But I now go, "Oh, I don't want to see that." But why don't I want to see that? So I click on the video, and a lot of the times when it's something you don't want to see, it's because it's something that's in yourself that you're scared of.
Yeah.
So you have to just. Like, "Oh, I don't like that band," or "That's cringy." Listen to the band. You end up sort of liking it.
Or if you've heard someone else say things about that particular thing, it can cloud your experience of something you might genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's like certain things, like I've always considered watching Arrested Development, but I'd always considered it, but it's something I probably never would have got around.
No, that's same with me. I never watched. I always scrolled past it thinking that, and then I watched it. It's really good.
And that's Flora got me into Arrested Development and 30 Rock, funny. Which I never would have got round to otherwise.
Arrested Development is. There's something about it that I gave her
a fondness for WWE and wrestling in return, and it's just different art forms that you never would have considered. Like, I even gave RuPaul's Drag Race a chance.
No, I have as well because of.
It wasn't for me, but it's
I think it's all right.
It's still good.
It's funny as hell.
Like,
it's so season 1. Hilarious, that Ongina, and the woman at the start's like winking at everyone really weirdly. I forgot her name, like Sammy something or I don't. But that is really. But my girlfriend got me into that.
Yeah, but
I don't binge it. I've watched like a few episodes.
Yeah,
but my girlfriend got me into that.
Yeah.
Or she showed me one episode. At first, I was like, we were like about to go to bed, and I didn't like it because it was such a headache, especially when you're like a bit sleepy. So, but then I put it on Netflix when I was with my brother. Yeah. And we watched it. We watched like one episode in full together, and we found it fucking hilarious. It's just like one big like joke. Everything is just so funny in it.
Yeah.
And then I walked out. Right, just watch one RuPaul episode. That's fine. that was like, right, that's it, enough RuPaul. I don't want to go for a hole here. Like, I'm not obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And then I went to work. I came back and my brother finished season 1 completely, and he's on like season 5 or some shit now.
Yeah, and it's something you never
He
really
watches
would
it
have
just by
considered.
himself.
That's
Good
fair.
for him. Yeah.
And the
good for
thing
him.
is, like, I can objectively appreciate and think it's good, and I can appreciate the artistic merit and value and the cultural significance of it, because a lot of parts of Flora regrets teaching me the word bussy, but
What does that mean?
A boy pussy.
Oh,
Bumhole.
okay.
And there's just other things on there that like I didn't know originated in RuPaul, like just things that I would
It's
just casually
cultural.
say. Yeah, it's
actually
culturally
really
significant.
Like, and not like this whole fucking transgender, gender fluid. It's just cultural because it's just like funny as hell. It's just like loads of gay guys just like having fun. It's funny.
Excellent.
That's good. That's what we need. Something that ain't just like you must like gay people. Da 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 da. Yo, just make a show that is just like really wacky and people just love
I
it.
think the thing is like it's RuPaul is very important in terms of normalizing, and not that it should have had to be normalized, but like kind of it makes it kind of like a culture very understandable and accessible, and popular
Yeah.
and likable.
And I've watched that,
And Yas Queen is just
think,
hilarious.
I think gay to me is just some mysterious thing. Still shit. I'm like, wait, what?
When I was
You
at
guys
Down,
are like another fucking species. Like,
ooh,
wait, no, not in a homophobic way, but like, damn, so some of the stuff they
had no experience,
the energy,
no understanding of
these gay
experience.
people, the energy the gay people have in RuPaul. I don't know where the fuck they get it from.
It's impressive.
It's like they're so feisty and shit. I'm just like, that's why I said, are you another species before? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That can be a good thing. That can be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, like at Download Festival, I'm pretty sure a lot of people I saw there were a different species, but we got like loads of chants of like all the way from the left to the right of Blue Camp was Yas Queen, and just stuff like that. That was funny. It's just like loads of 28 stone, like 20 stone metal head fans with massive beards yelling Yas Queen was just one of my favourite points in my life. And when
I've never been to Download.
Go, it's funny. It's a lot of fun.
I'm gonna go to a festival this summer.
Yeah, I'll probably do a Hoodcast from Download.
I might go to
It'd be
Latitude.
Crazy.
Latitude.
Ugh.
That's an alright festival. That is.
I don't know. I've been a massive hypocrite. I can't Latitude if I'm like I've talked about like being open to loads of different art and stuff. But yeah, Latitude's probably fine.
That means you have to go now. You said.
I have to go to Latitude.
Yeah, you have to be
now.
like,
Fuck.
also, mate, better than fucking Reading.
Yeah, well, Reading is just like raping.
Reading is just like people like who don't even like music but just want to do like, a load of drugs.
There's a massive issue with sexual assault. What I heard, like my mate calls
massive issue of every.
My mate calls it raping in Leeds. Like instead of
Yeah.
Reading in Leeds. So because it's just. Yeah, I've heard,
it's just
I've
like a
heard
load of
dodgy-
fucking little utes, who don't even like music or like the music they're going to see. They just want a fucking place where they can take some fucking pills.
They want to do
and
pop pills and
fucking like just act like a fucking cunt.
they just want to pop pills and be in the same field that Post Malone and his
Yeah,
bodily
they're
odour.
doing it. They're doing it for like, oh wow, look, fucking Skepta is like in the same fucking like he's like next to me, mate. It's like I fucking met him. Look, mate, yeah.
Yeah, I was only just 500 rows of people away from Skepta.
Yeah.
But yeah, not ragging on. We just have a general appreciation of just art in general. Things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done an hour and 15. Is there any what do you want people to take from the podcast? Like leave it. What's the message of Isaac HP? Which I'm adamant. I know what it actually stands for, but I'm not going to say. Isaac HP stands for human person.
That's a good one.
Human
Human person. People say like, oh, is it HP Sauce? Is it Harry Potter? Is it Houses
Human
of
person.
Parliament?
Human person.
Human person. That's great.
So what's your last thoughts?
I don't know. I don't have any. Bye.